Hi guys, welcome back to Little Piece of Heaven Farm, and today we're going to be canning up meatballs. It's another comfort type of food, what Farron and I call our fast food. So, having meatballs on the shelf, you can make Swedish meatballs, put them in your spaghetti. But today what we're going to do, we're going to can them up in a beef broth instead of using it in like a tomato base. So, I bought 11 pounds of hamburger meat, but we'll probably start off with 5 and see how it goes because I'm all out of my pint-sized jars, so I got to can in quarts. Shucks, right? Gotta do a quart. Oh well, more meatballs for me. Anyway, let's get to it, and I'll take you over to the KitchenAid, and I'll show you what we do there. Okay, guys, we're gonna get our hamburger in the KitchenAid. You can do this by hand, but for me, I thought I would just do it easy and have the KitchenAid do it. And this is 80-20. And I have 6 more pounds in the refrigerator. I don't know if I'll get to it today or not. And we're going to put our lid in. And then I'm going to add in our ingredients. First ingredient I'm going to put in some dehydrated carrots and just crunching them up. It's just more like a filler. You don't want to use bread, crackers, oatmeal, and eggs. You don't want to put those in your meatballs when you're canning them, okay? So you can just use anything, like your regular seasonings, but I'm just going to add a little bit extra stuff in because that's what I do. I make it my own. And plus, it's one way to get more vitamins and vegetables in your diet. Use your dehydrated stuff. And it'll all mix up and dehydrate while it's cooking, because we're going to pre-cook these in the oven for 15-20 minutes on 375, and then we'll pressure can them for 90. Okay, and our next one is going to be dehydrated peppers. This is just adding flavor and coloring, and make the meatballs the way you like. But like I said, no starch, like bread, crackers, oatmeal, and definitely no eggs. Okay. And I'm going to put in some of my onions that I dehydrated. And I'm not really measuring, guys. I'm just eyeballing it. And this is 5 pounds of ground beef. Then I'm going to put in some parsley. And I would call that maybe 2 to 3 tablespoons. And I'm going to do oregano the same way. And some basil. If you use sage, use very little, people, because it gets really strong. Okay, we're going to crank her up and turn her on. Oops, guess I better do it slow, right? Put my shield on. And clean up my crumbs here that I threw all over the counter. Okay. Okay, it's pretty well mixed up. And guys, you can use like your onion soup mix in this. It's whatever you guys want. Make it your own. Yeah, if I can get it off. Okay guys, I'll take you over to the other part of my counter and we'll start rolling these out. Okay guys, I decided to stay here. Well anyway, I'm going to use this scoop, and it's pretty big, but I'm going to break them in half and roll them. Into the little balls. I like that. A little smaller than a golf ball. Put them on my cookie sheet. Now you just eyeball it. You want to try to make them uniform, much as possible. Okay guys, I'll bring you back when I have all these meatballs done. Okay guys, out of all the meatballs, out of that 5 pound, I got 89 meatballs. So hopefully that will fill 7 quarts. That's what I'm shooting for today anyway. So, fingers crossed. But anyway, we're going to get them in the oven. And they're going to bake in there for 15 minutes at first on 375. And I'll check them, and then we'll bring them out when they're ready. And okay, they're done, guys. It took about 20 minutes to get these cooked off. So I'm going to start filling them up in my jars. I don't know how many it's going to take. Like I said, I ran out of pint jars, so I'm using my quarts. It's fine with me. And this is the 5 pounds of hamburger meat. I didn't break out the other one. I wasn't too sure. So we'll see if 89 meatballs fill up 7 jars. Okay, that was the first tiny tray, and this is my other tiny tray, still filling up the same jar. And we're going to give it a 1-inch headspace. And we're not really packing them in, we're just loosely dropping them in. And we'll go from there. And we'll start filling up our second one. And I'm using wide mouth and regular mouth. And if you see on the board, I got my glass lids out. I'm really loving those lids. And I have my beef broth on, and I'm using better than bouillon like I normally use. Okay. So I'm kind of excited about having this on the shelf. I normally buy the frozen kind, but I'm like, you know, if Farron wins another hog like he did last year, he won a half a hog last year for the raffling that they do at his work. And I'm like, we're going to need the freezing space because I had to do some canning really quick to make room. Alright guys, let me get the other pan. I might just gonna have to go with what we have right here. Okay guys, I did pause the video and I made some more meatballs because I wasn't going to have 7 quarts like I wanted to. So they have about another 5 minutes in the oven, so I'm just going to go ahead and start filling these jars up with some broth. That way I can get this all going for you guys. An inch head space, and we are going to debubble, but you just want to debubble a little bit lightly. You know, you don't want to mess up your hard work making your meatballs. And I got my vinegar here. Oh, let me get my towel. And we're going to debubble. We're going to wipe off our rims with the vinegar really good. And I was wondering if any of you guys have took the adventure of trying to can with glass lids. Let me know down in the comments, or are you using the reusable lids of Tatler and Harvest Guard? It doesn't really matter. I would like to know. Because to tell you the truth, I think these are awesome. And the Tatler and the Harvest Guard are just like using glass lids. So let me know down in the comments. Or have you found any regular canning lids? Because Farron went to our local store and they had quart jars and other canning supplies, but no lids and rings. So, I'm going to get these two in the canner. These guys going. I might have to make more broth here, but that's okay. Yep, I sure do. Alright guys, I'll bring you back in a little bit. So guys, this is the broth that I'm using. The Better Than Bouillon beef. Okay guys, I got 7 quarts in the canner, in the pressure canner. And I have a few meatballs left over, about a dozen or so. So I guess Farron and I are going to have spaghetti and meatballs for dinner. Pantry style. Anyway, these are going to process for 90 minutes. And I'll bring you back when they're coming out of the canner. Alright, you guys, stay tuned, and this is a great adventure, having meatballs in your pantry. There you have it, guys. Meatballs in a jar. And you see that they're bubbling. There was a little bit of siphoning in the canner, but that happens. And yeah, looking pretty good. Well, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today, and if you haven't subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Share it on your social media, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks a lot, guys. See you soon. Bye.